I'm Kevin Sherry. I am the author and illustrator of the new book, Squidding Around Fish Feud, which is a full-color graphic novel from Scholastic, which I'm really super excited about. If you want to know a little bit about me, I will be 38 years old next week. I just got married last month, and something weird about me is that my wife counted last week. I have 91 tattoos. Okay, well, I'm not saying get a lot of tattoos. They really hurt. I'm just saying that's a weird thing about me. I collect them on my body, I guess, like a storybook. Okay. I have never been to Michigan, but I love traveling, which is one of those things that really stinks about the time that we're in. I can't travel to Michigan this year, sorry, but please have me back. I would love to go to Michigan. Okay, here is the pitch for this book, Squidding Around. Okay, so basically, this is the main character, Squizzard, and he is like the class clown. He is ridiculous. He's always making jokes. You know, he's very funny. He's very smart. He is, and then this is his friend, Toothy, the great white shark, and he is more like, hey, I'm best friends with Squizzard, and I love your hijinks, but like I'm also trying to do this school thing. So okay, so these two are best friends. See, like this. And basically what happens is Squizzard goes too far, okay? He disregards Toothy, the great white sharks. He disregards his feelings one too many times, and they break up as friends. Very dramatic. But then, so the whole book, the rest of the book, is Squizzard trying to do the next right thing to try to relinquish and get their friendship back. And it's funny. It's got jokes on every page. I promise. It's really cool. It's my first full color graphic novel, and I think it looks bonkers good. You see this? It looks awesome. Okay, so when you see this, Squidding Around Fish Feud, pick it up. I'm really proud of it. Thank you. Okay, so I am in one of my libraries in my house, and I picked up a bunch of books that I really love. George's Marvelous Medicine. I loved Roald Dahl, and especially I loved Quentin Blake. Quentin Blake, the illustrator of all these Roald Dahl books, was my absolute favorite illustrator because he did these kind of like sloppy, really funny, really loose illustrations. And I just love them. They were just so wacky, and they also showed that you didn't have to have this beautifully rendered illustration to have it mean a lot. So I loved George's Marvelous Medicine was one of my favorites. I love The Simpsons, of course. I grew up with The Simpsons. I was watching The Simpsons when Conan O'Brien was the writer. Okay, and then put that away. I love Ed Emberley. I actually met Ed Emberley once. He signed one of my books, which was a real highlight. But he had these old, awesome books where they like taught you how to write. Taught you how to draw, step by step. And I loved these books. So Ed Emberley, oh my God, Mad Magazine, especially Prohias was the artist, and he did Spy vs. Spy, which are these two spies bent on just annihilating each other, which I loved. Here, James and the Giant Peach, which was not illustrated by Quentin Blake. This is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Roald Dahl was one of my favorites. Of course, I love Stephen Gammell's illustrations in Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. I probably got these books out of the library more than any other book, but it wasn't because they were cute. These books scared the wits out of me, but I've read and I got these books so many times. I love Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. But for this one, Squidding Around, my influences were more, regional. I read Lunch Lady. I read Bone. I love Mr. Wolf's Class, and of course, the king, Pilkey over here, Captain Underpants. Of course, I took all them in when I was processing Squidding Around. And I think it's really snappy humor. It's ridiculous. It's beautifully painted by Wes Joba. is the colorist on this Squidding Around. So those are some of my influences. When I write, well, first of all, when I write, well, the first thing, I'm an illustrator, so I illustrate everything first, and I have tons and tons of sketchbooks where I just write this one looks like it's full of writing, but where I just write all my ideas down, okay? And then, second, then I go back and see which characters from like my sketchbooks and just from my different ideas that I want to develop. So I do the characters first, then I do the story. And for my other books, like the Yeti Files or Remy Sneakers, those I was really looking for an adventure, just a pure adventure, because I like reading adventure stories. But for these Squidding Around books, I was more looking and reading like Moody Judy books, and I was looking at Cam Jansen, and I was looking at Horrible Harry, and even like The Magic School Bus, and like Miss Nelson is Missing. I was trying to do something that was set in an elementary school. Okay, even though there are like fishes and squid and all kinds of crabs and all this, it's actually set in an underwater elementary school, and that's where I wanted the setting for this one to be. So that is how I wrote Squidding Around. Rapid fire answers. The one book I would like to... Rapid fire answers. The one book I would love to read again for the first time is The Wizard of Earthsea by Ursula K. Le Guin. I think this is one of the best books I have ever read. I had just, this is a true story, I had just finished watching this claymation animation movie before I read Wizard of Earthsea for the first time. And so I imagined The Wizard of Earthsea in my mind as a completely claymation animation. And it was one of the best experiences of my life. One of the best reading experiences of my life. And one day, I promise, I'm going to make this movie. But, so Ursula K. Le Guin, The Wizard of Earthsea, if I could read one book again. Sorry, that wasn't rapid fire. If I had to pick a body of water, it would definitely be rivers, because I love kayaking, I love tubing, I love just floating down a river. Oxford, comma, all the way, true. I don't always reach for M&Ms, but I will always reach for gummy worms or gummy bears. My favorite podcasts as of late are British true... My favorite podcast as of late are British true crime podcasts. I'll take sushi any day of the week. And I do my best reading right in the morning, right after I wake up. That's my favorite time to read. Thanks for having me. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me at the Harbor Spring Festival. I hope to see you in real life one day.